Hello and welcome to Drop Frame. Zeke, did you get your mic working? Nothing. Zeke's working on his mic. We'll figure it out. He thinks it's on my end. I don't think it's on my end. I'm looking at everything and you're good. Code talk real quick. Oh, got it. Wait,
no, I'm just kidding.
Okay, Co's trolling me. Burke's laugh got me. I was like, oh God, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. Yeah, I'm not sure. Zeke. We'll figure it out in tandem. It'll be fine. Burke, we heard you laugh. Welcome to the show. How's it going?
Going good. How you guys doing?
Doing pretty good. I like your room setup. Can I turn your green screen off for a second so people can see this?
By all means, go ahead. Okay.
I want people to be warned. This might be a flashbang if you're playing, if you've played Counter-Strike before. This is his room. It's greener than mine, or used to be. I like the soundproofing as well. You went with the green floor, though.
Yeah.
Were you the first person to order that floor from the company?
This is I think they put I don't even remember where I even got these. The size was wrong. Like okay. I thought they were going to be way bigger, but they ended up being like small little guys. But I just kept Googling on Amazon constantly for any kind of green flooring that was like the spongy foam. And eventually I found like a couple brands that were making it. And I thought, hey, kind of works out.
Yeah.
It's kind of
looks perfect.
It looks great. Yeah, it looks very
I think
good.
I ordered those exact same thing for my VR room, actually. They're supposed to be here next week. Yeah.
So they
look good.
They're just floor panels that you can put on top of like normal tile or whatever, normal flat panels. Okay, yeah,
they're like puzzle pieces, right?
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Don't move. I was really worried about that. If I'm gonna do a lot of VR and when I've given it a good workout, it doesn't move. So once it's down, it's down. It doesn't move. I was really worried about that.
Yeah. Well, it looks great. So now
the panels are PSY acoustic panels.
Ah, those are probably a little pricey, are they not?
They're a little pricey, yeah, but they're high quality. They have completely removed the echo from this room.
Yeah, that's good.
It's super bad.
Nothing, Zeke. No, it looks good. So
they're so good that they're absorbing Zeke's audio completely.
It's true. Yeah,
can't hear anything.
It's Burke's fault this time around, per usual. So I do have a question. How are you doing in terms of your broadcast? I'll have to open up a yesterday's broadcast maybe. How are you doing the this stuff? I say this stuff and then chat doesn't say anything. How are you doing this stuff? Like what's real and what's not here? Because like this stuff is obviously real.
Everything's real. What are you talking about?
Oh, it's all real? Okay, that's how we're gonna play this perk. That's how we're gonna do
it. Everything that you see is real, obviously, except for the moon.
Okay, so you have like you've got a set, basically. You got two rooms. Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, I've always wanted to have a setup where I could just have a cabin to address chat from, have a place to talk. And we did our cooking streams from that too. It's like, I still need to add an above camera for those cookie streams. But for the most part, this is a perfect setup of what I had wanted from the beginning.
Yeah.
Just already fooled a few viewers who come in. They're like, is he actually on the no, is he on the sea? I can't.
And I've heard this story, but what was the material you ended up going with that?
150 to some 200-year-old shiplap wood.
Now, I don't know if this is a troll or if this is legit.
No,
it's 100% legit.
What does that run, if you don't mind me asking?
It wasn't that expensive, honestly, because most of them are just we just want to get rid of it. They don't see that it's a value per se. They don't think that there's anything of it. Just old, it's just old wood. We just want to get rid of it. So if you want to buy it for cheap, here you go. But man, seeing the guy that I hired to do this,
I had them dredge the wreck of Blackbeard's ship, and I used the wood for my cabin.
Yeah, that's the story I want to tell, Chad. Right?
That works, Zeke.
Okay.
Yeah. Welcome back. No, it looks really good. I tuned in the broadcast every once in a while. I lurk a lot, especially during the eco days. I was lurking. It'll fix your Zeke. You're also very pale. I don't know why. But yeah, I was super impressed. I also like the Transformers up here. I'm a fan of the statue. It looks good. It's good stuff.
And Lamar Wilson sent that to me for a housewarming gift.
Yeah.
So Burke, you've got your setup where you are. You've got the green screen that you can interact with, like the room behind you. Where is this in relation to where you are now? Are you looking at
Right
that
in
where you're
front,
sitting?
opposite side. So the computers are sitting right here, and then I just get up and I walk around, and then boom, it's there. We built that wall into the space. That wall did not exist.
Nice.
So he designed that. And cutting that wood was fun to watch because when wood is that old, it just was going through his blades like crazy. And he was like he kept looking at me going, man, this is tough wood. And he's grinding to get the drill through and everything.
I bet. Yeah. So wait, do you flip your
Awesome.
monitors and stuff around then if it's all on the same desk, or do you rotate the desk? What's the situation here?
You remember when I messaged you because I was like having so much trouble with my monitor cables and everything, and then one day it just worked.
Yeah.
Well, I had to get these switches, and all I want to do is like have, because of the way my brain functions, I need everything to be the same. So I need it to be the same here, and then same over there, and the same over there.
Yep.
So I just mirrored the monitors and just got more monitors for the other side that just looks exactly the same on this side. So that way, I feel comfortable no matter where I'm at.
Smart.
Always looks the same.
Yeah.
What's kind of tripping me out is like I looked over there, and for like 10 seconds you're just standing there. Like what is going on in this like sequence?
He's addressing his army, Zeke. This is what commanders do.
That's
But he
what
wasn't
I'm doing,
talking though. He's just standing there staring at something.
I'm I have chat there too, so I'm just standing there like they're talking to me, and I'm just reading what chat's saying. But I mean, these are just, I talk about what shows I see or what movies I see, or I rant about something, or I'm talking about gaming news, or just whatever is on my brain at the time. And sometimes it goes for like an hour, and I don't know. I've had lots of fun doing this with chat. It's been enjoyable being able to walk around, interact with them, and just go off about, I saw Lost in Space and I loved it, or Cobra Kai is amazing. This is how they did it right, or rants about movies, whatever.
It's good. I like the setup. I also like that you have the graphics where the water, like the boat looks like it's rocking in the background. Smart. It's clever.
I actually got a viewer who designed a mechanism, which I haven't installed yet.
Ooh.
Very sorry, Bacon. I'm working on it, but it's going to make those lanterns sway.
Oh, smart.
Nice.
I thought you were going to say it was going to
Awesome.
like shoot water at the windows or something. I didn't
What
know.
he's done is he's made a platform for the whole stage, and it's gonna rock.
Yeah.
You know what I was thinking would be fucking sweet and creepy would be like if you got like a kraken like to put its eye like right next
Little
to the,
Easter eggs. That's always fun. Yeah.
That's the
next to the
plan, Zeke.
window, and then like come on down. Like that would be just like
100% the plan.
sitting there like, man, Lost in Space is great. You know, I was watching Cobra Kai the other day, and this fucking eye just comes up behind you and like drops down slowly.
Yeah.
That background with the moon was just kind of like moshed together, and just for something to put up there, because phase 1 of this studio design is almost done. I think the last contractors come February 1st and 2nd to finish the last bits of it.
Nice.
Phase 2 is going to be hired some artists to do like what Zeke just said, like a background. I want to have it like at the beginning of the stream, like right now, what you see. I want to see the port in the background. Like we're slowly leaving the port, and then every time I come to this scene, it'll be a different, travel thing, or heavy rains, or maybe like Zeke said, the Kraken will show up or whatever. Just never know what the background will be.
Yeah.
All right. I don't want to spoil it for your audience, but here's the thing. Take Zeke's idea, the Kraken, have it go around the back, and then have your camera start rocking, and then get your dad to dress up in like an octopus outfit. And he just walks in with a cup of coffee, and you're like staring at him, freaking out. He's just like, what's up? With his coffee, in like a
Good.
full Kraken outfit.
Yeah.
You see, I
do
think
that too.
just nothing to relay the size of it. Just have him come out as one tentacle.
Yeah, or just one tentacle
Oh.
off the side, just like whipping.
Yeah. There you go. Just
He
that's
would
the
love
plan.
that. He could hit me with it, and he would have a blast doing that, just smacking me in the face with a tentacle.
just
He'd love
throws
it.
Has
half a
super
tentacle
soakers
at
just
you.
zapping him every so often. Yeah, man.
It's good. That's good. Yeah. I really like the
You know
setup.
what I thought? Doctor Who. Like you're going through the timey-wimey.
True.
Or Magic School Bus. Man, I got all kinds of. Call me up.
Good.
You know, we'll brainstorm. We'll spitball some stuff.
Also, I have to admit, because my chat will probably point it out, I'm jealous of your helmet over here.
Oh yeah,
Because
Godfall.
for whatever reason, I think we all did sponsor streams, but they only sent out like, I don't know, a very small amount. I know Co
I
got
think
one.
they made like 30 of them total.
Yeah, there's a very small amount of those helmets that exist. And anytime I see, it's like the sponsor stream's over, so I don't care. The game sucks, but the helmet's really badass. And so, like, I really want the helmet. They're just hard as shit to find. So I have to shout out the jealousy.
I thought that was like a custom Mandalorian helmet for a minute. Like that's what I thought it was sitting back there.
Yeah, it's from.
Like, it kind of reminds me of the Forge, the whoever the
Forge Mother
Smith.
Yeah, it does.
I will
Some of
say
this stuff is-
that helmet is one of the coolest things to come from Godfall.
Yeah,
It is. It is very cool.
Yep.
Some of this stuff is placeholder. Like
Oh,
I
yeah?
just needed something to put in there. But
That's a
that helmet's
dangerous
not
game
going
right there.
anywhere.
That's a slippery slope, Burke, when you get into acquiring things that need to go on shelves. Be careful.
I already bought a like almost $2,000 Godzilla statue that literally is designed for that where that Death Star, that Star Destroyer is, and that skull.
Yeah.
That spot is designed for this Godzilla statue off of Legendary Pictures, and I'm just like,
Nice.
oh, wait till it fits in there. It's just gonna look so sick.
Nice. Yeah, I had to do you know the studio Prime One? They make a lot of like super crazy
That's where I'm getting
statues.
it from.
Yeah. I had to block their email because they'd be like,
Yeah.
here's some new stuff. And I'm like, God damn it. Let me get my wallet.
I might have just gotten 2 big boxes from them,
Yeah.
and it might be Witcher related.
Oh yeah. Yep. I know which ones those are. I saw those as well.
Yeah.
Did you just see they announced this is Sideshow? Like Cream just showed me, Sideshow is coming out with a Lord of the Rings ring wraith torso statue.
Oh, like a
It's like
bust?
literally, it's just his torso up of it, just holding this sword, and the sword is just huge, and it's just lathered in this dark cloak, and it just, oh my gosh,
Let's see.
I don't know where I would put that.
That's the other.
I
That's
want
what. Yeah. Where do you put this shit? I really don't. I mean, I like built actual shelves, and I still.
Now, let me ask you guys this,
Nightmare.
because excuse me, I'm of one mind, and I'm wondering where you guys stand. Like, do you just like take the figures? You mostly get art figures, yeah? Or do you
I
get
have
action
art.
figures?
Mostly
I have
art.
those two.
Yeah,
Okay.
I have some like action figures, but I honestly hate. My feelings are I hate stuff that you have to like put together and pose and all that, because no matter what I do, someone's going to be able to do it better, and so I'd rather it just like show up and it's like the best version of whatever that is.
It sounds like when I used to play tabletop Warhammer.
Yes.
Like, why am I bother painting these pieces? They're never going to look the way I want, and they're never going to look as good as that guy's.
That's correct. Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave them as the pewter and plastic, just glued together. Just let me play a game.
Here's that
Exactly.
statue. This is
That's
actually
it,
like
No,
yeah.
the reason why I ask is
real
because
business.
doing CD Ramathon, like sometimes people will send me like brand new in the box, like in the cellophane, like old games, and some of them could be considered collector's editions.
Sure.
And sometimes when I open the box, they're like, oh my God, it's totally not collectible anymore. I'm like, man, I play with my toys. Like if I get a toy, I want to play with it, dude. That's why I get like actual transforming Transformers.
Yeah.
You know?
I can't leave stuff in a box. Everyone always yells at me, "Don't open it!" Like, don't tell me not to open it.
There was an SNL sketch about that, about Star Wars, and about like how they're marketing to kids, but like also marketing to like, you know, middle-aged men who like
That's right.
in the box, like want everything in the box.
That's correct.
I want to take that Lord of the Rings statue and just put it like at the front door. So like when anyone that enters my home knows exactly what kind of home they're entering. Oh, he's this guy. Okay, I understand now.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, we have a fair amount of like collectibles in my room, and Aaron has like a Harry Potter shrine that has like a ton of Harry Potter memorabilia in it. A lot of it from Sideshow as well. So we have a fair bit. And like the movie room has a bunch of like movie replicas or signed posters from different like Marvel actors and actresses and all that type of stuff. So we're definitely deep in that world, unfortunately, because it's not a cheap world and it never stops. You always just want
No.
something else.
Always.
So, yeah,
Always something cool.
yeah, it's bad. I've got,
I mean, if you guys notice that Cream's got that T800
I know. So
life-size Terminator.
his life-size Terminator actually kept me from buying my life-size Iron Man. Because I saw how big it was, and I saw how it just kept sits by him. Like, what the fuck would I do with a life-size Iron Man? Yeah.
I thought like it'd be cool to get the life-size Darth Vader. So like literally when they say life-size, it is, the
It's like
size of
6
Co
foot.
or Zeke
Yeah.
or JP. It is huge.
Yeah.
Get the life-size Darth Vader, put it in a corner, and every time you walked by, it would just do the breathing sound. Like with a
Oh.
sensor, a motion sensor, and he's like, "Oh God, your lordness, how you doing?"
Yeah. That'd be pretty
Dude,
badass.
Right.
I'd forget that I had it, and it would scare the shit out of me. Like I have nightmares of when I worked at the pawn shop. We had for some fucking reason, I don't know why, we had a life-size cutout of Patrick Swayze.
Okay.
I think it was in like his Dirty Dancing gear, and he was like, like it was some sort of like promotional thing for Dirty Dancing or something like that. And we would take it and we would like put it around corners in the back where we stored all the pawns. And we'd move it all the time. So anybody in the morning would you'd hear a scream from the back because they think there was a dude standing there because it's kind of, dark in the back before you turn on the lights. So you'd be walking back there and be like, who the fuck are you?
My mom used
would.
to get these.
Yeah.
She used to get this. I don't know. She was like these cute little dolls. This one lady at work made her like a 4-year-old child, and it was like playing a hide and seek game.
Oh
So
God.
you had to put it up against the wall to where it was hiding, and then like you have to go to the bathroom at like 4 o'clock in the morning, and you see that thing. My dad was like, "Get rid of that. I don't want this."
It wasn't that scary. My mom collected or collects, I guess, Santas, just like random assortment of Santas. And so Christmas time, she got her Santas out. Christmas time at night was a fucking nightmare because you would just walk around and there would be like a new 6-foot man that wasn't in your home the day prior that she had pulled out of the attic. That was just sitting there. It would just scare the shit out of you coming around the corner. Not to mention like all the other just baby Santas that exist. It was bad. It was bad. And she would like light them up too. So in the middle of the night, there'd just be like a random spotlight that would come on. And a lot of that stuff was motion activated. So yeah, I lived that. You guys talked about it, but I lived that. Code, did you want me to show this image you sent me?
I mean, you can if you want to. You
Okay,
don't have
well,
to.
describe what it is because you sent it to me. Is this what's going on here?
That's those are what I'm currently working on filling in the new basement renovation.
Gotcha.
So
Oh my
these
gosh.
there's 6 of them, and 4 of them are filled right now, and the 5th has something being made for it. But those, yeah, you want to talk about like trying to find a thing to display in there? It's been a thing.
Yeah.
It's been a thing.
Well, once you
Yeah,
get
I
those
actually-
filled too, you're gonna find new stuff, and then you're gonna be like,
I know. Well, that's well,
"What
funny
goes
enough.
to-
Like
I'm
I
gonna
got
take this out and- yeah.
Yeah, I got some extra. No, this isn't the actual studio. This is the hallway that leads to it. But I actually like purposely made a couple extras specifically so I would get like I'd have room so I would not like get it out there. But one of the current things that I'm having made for one of them, kind of like my big Christmas present to myself, is one of the prop studios is making me a replica of the smart gun from Cyberpunk, like an actual like
Oh,
fitted full replica of the smart gun that I used in my Cyberpunk playthrough. So
nice.
that's going to be pretty cool.
That's
Part of
awesome.
that one.
You have a absolute sick design of a studio. It looks so. I cannot wait to see this unveiled.
Oh,
I am
Coast.
very
Yeah,
excited
that's
to
the
show
first
you all.
photo I've seen of it. He hasn't sent me
Yeah.
anything, so
Tomorrow
Drop
is
down
the
ceiling?
big clean. Like it's actually finally happening. It's months behind schedule, obviously with COVID and everything. But tomorrow is the big clean, and then next Friday, all the woodworking custom stuff they've been making comes down and it gets installed. And they claim I'm going to be streaming from it, not tomorrow, but the Monday after. But we'll see. We'll see. Another thing for February.
yeah.
Great.
I remember when I said that it was probably. I hope I wasn't the curse.
I'm waiting at any moment to just to see the message where it's like, so Turns out we're gonna get 12 inches of snow on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's already happened twice so far, and every single team working on this project, I kid you not, every single team has been out at some point with COVID.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Every team from,
makes sense.
flooring to drywall to painting, everything. It's been crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, wild.
A lot of delays. Well, hopefully it gets done sooner than later.
We could delay it to March at this point. I'd be happy.
Right.
Please.
Yeah. I get that.
February's gonna be a nightmare.
It will. We're going to talk
Do you
about
think-
February in great detail.
Oh yeah.
But not
Okay,
yet.
I was just gonna ask if you think like anything this month they're just waiting, like is going to be delayed.
Oh, any games?
Yeah, do you predict any games are going to be delayed and which ones? But we can talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And we'll
Answer your
move on to
question,
February, right?
I think it's too late.
It
I
might
think
be
it's
too
too
Yeah, I
late.
don't
late.
think anyone's gonna
We
delay
like
anything at this
Dying
point.
Light's in a week. Dying Light 2, and they already delayed that one. That one's looking good. Sifu bumped their release date up. The next big one's Horizon, and they have been pretty on point. Guerrilla's been pretty on point with their products, and
Yep.
also they already said
They
it's
went
gone
gold,
gold.
and they sent a
So
copy.
there's no
yeah.
reason to think that one's done. And the last one's From Software, which has an excellent track record for releasing on time.
Yep.
And that's Elden Ring. So the only other ones that we have that are kind of like in the mix, Lost Ark has already been delayed. That's probably going through. Total War Warhammer 3, that's pretty much on point. It hasn't gone gold yet, but that one's looking good too.
Yeah.
I mean, everything in February seems relatively locked down at this point. There's not the
Okay.
unknowns are quickly dissipating.
So what, like going gold is a term? Like it's
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
going
that's an
going
industry
gold
term.
means
I'll be right
that
back
you
real quick,
have
sorry.
the term used to be more prevalent back when they would actually have like pressed media, but a
Mhm.
gold copy indicates that you have the disc that you are going to be copying onto other discs to then be distributed and sold. So when a game goes
Okay.
gold, it is essentially done. It is 1.0, it is patched, it is good, it is ready to go. Now these days, unfortunately, it doesn't quite mean what it used to with early access and the state in which companies are comfortable releasing their games and everything. It's not quite what it used to mean, but the term still persists. And yeah, going gold essentially means that they are done with the production phase that doesn't involve like patching, initial patching.
right. Okay,
Mhm.
that makes total sense to me. Are you like? Is everybody looking forward to like Warhammer, and I'm just off the Warhammer train? Like
Yeah, I'm pretty hyped
Total
for
War
Warhammer.
train? Like
This
I'm
is going to
looking
be
forward to
the
it.
biggest. I mean, they're like this.
looks
Their
really good.
mega campaign is not going to be on launch. That's something that they're the new mega map comes like a month or two later. But they're saying like it's going to have 8-player co-op now.
It'll be
on
like Monopoly, though. You'll
one-
never finish a game, Burke. There's no
Oh,
way you're gonna
gosh,
ever finish
yeah.
a game.
I know.
Yeah.
Basically, like Warhammer, it's kind of confusing because like it says Warhammer 3, but technically it's like the StarCraft 2. Like they had 1, 2, and 3. They're all one game. Warhammer 1, 2, and 3 is all one game. It's just the entirety of Warhammer in one single package.
Yeah.
And it is going to be the biggest map, the craziest amount of unit diversity that has ever seen in Total War. And it is just going to make your mind melt when you play it.
And that's kind of your jam too. Like those types of games are kind of what you specialize in, Perk. I can only
Oh.
imagine. This is yeah.
I don't even know how somebody would ever complete a game at this point. Like, how do you conquer the world? Like, it's
That's what it
when
is,
they
yeah.
combine all three
It's
maps.
gonna be like
gonna
200 plus
absolutely
hour
insane.
campaigns. Like
It
when
is.
you're
I mean,
doing
talk
the
about-
big map, like standard conquer everything, that's gonna be hundreds of hours on the low side. I'm sure
Yeah.
people could have thousands of hours campaigns on a single
I mean,
map.
talk about stretching your dollar out. You know, the play time that somebody would buy into this game would be insane. Like, you're not gonna run out of things to do. And each lord plays differently than the last one. You know, even though you play as like the Skaven, they have like 6 lords or something, and each one is going to be a different play style. So you're not just the same Skaven every time. And I love that they did that.
Yeah.
They could have just done it easy. We're like, well, it's just a different looking lord. They didn't do that. They were like, now it's like, we're going to change the play style. Now this guy's focused on a stealth army, and this guy's focused on, you know, launching nukes at people. And it's like, okay.
Did you see what they did with the I think it's the Chaos Lord, where they showed off his the appearances, and I think there's something like They basically equated it to kind of like what Borderlands does, where there's like billions of different looks for the person,
Yeah.
the Lord, because there's so many options. I don't know how many there are off the top of my head, but it
Oh,
looks
that's
like
their new NFT thing.
correct. Yes, it looks like a Path of Exile skill map. Also,
Well,
we have some
Chaos-
fun NFT news today, Co. I'm very excited to talk about it, but we'll get to that
God.
soon.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chaos in Warhammer Fantasy is, like a version of hell, but they're each one with like 4 chaos gods. And by definition, they're always at war with each other. They hate each other just as much as they hate the mortal races. So they're always fighting each other. So originally
Right.
when Warhammer came out, it was Chaos United, led by Archeon, and he just went to just wreck stuff. But now in Warhammer 3, they're like actually making the Chaos Gods unique armies that will fight each other as well as, the mortal races as well. And what you're referencing is Chaos Undivided. So like this is a demon prince that is taking all 4 gifts of the Chaos Gods and you creating, and then you design his army to however you want that to be. You could take some from Khorne, take some from Slaanesh or Nurgle, and just create your own custom army and wage war that way.
Yeah.
This is cool.
Jesus.
It's smart. They're doing a lot of stuff. All of the different faction videos that they've put out, where it's like a 6 or 7 minute playthrough, and they kind of talk about the start of the campaign, all seems super in depth. And Co was definitely right. Like the playthrough links are just going to be insane. Like 200 hours
man.
minimum. I don't even know once they put in once they link all the campaigns, I don't even know how you finish that at all. It just seems way too long.
Back in Warhammer 2, they finally fixed turn time, because there was a time where people were like, okay, I have to wait, like click in turn and I'll be back in 10 minutes. Like
Right.
It was that for a while. Then they fixed it, and now turn times is like, it goes stupid fast now. But it doesn't seem to sacrifice any strategy from the AI at all. As far as I could tell, it still runs the same. So I don't know how they did it with magic, I guess, but it's working flawlessly. So when they finally add a mega campaign with all 3 maps combined in all factions and all races, and turn limits are moving that quick, like, yeah, I still don't know how you complete that game.
Yeah. I don't even know how you run that
Insane.
game at that point with the world being that big, right? Like that must be a stupid long load time for all 8 players to sit there and process the entire world.
Well, yeah, I'm curious. I don't know how they plan to do this, because like I know they said the turns will be simultaneous. So if you have 8 players playing at the same time, how will battles run?
Wait,
Because
simultaneous.
simultaneous, yeah. So like I'm doing my turn at the same time, Cream or Gassy are doing their turn, or where the same time Cletus is, and it's like, but how do battles work? Like obviously
So there's-
battle systems are going to be different.
That kind of makes it almost real time in some ways,
Yeah.
because like if you do something before them in their turn, then you will be able to, like, if you move an army, if you have an army here and he has an army here, he wants to attack you. Well, if you move your army first, then I mean he may not have enough move points to get to you or something, and that so like, oh man, that's like a
don't
whole
know.
different.
I have no idea how this is going to play out. I'm eagerly awaiting access to this so I can see what the co-op plays like.
Yeah. Yeah. It might just take too long. That might just be the answer with how big it is. Yeah. They've been putting out a lot of marketing videos and promo videos for it. And funny enough, they've actually gotten, like, if you go back and watch the first one and then watch the most recent one, they've just gotten better at making videos across the board.
Yes.
Even the narration style back in the beginning was like kind of mundane and boring. And now whenever the narrator starts, he's got like this deep, grovelly voice, and you like want him to read everything in the game because it just sounds more badass. Here's the customization that I was talking about for the Lord, by the way. These are all different appearances that you can choose, and they all have like different stat bonuses and stuff. There's a lot going on in this game. So seems quite large. And it'll also be on Game Pass. At least the third one will. I don't know how they're going to manage the other 2. Like if you have one on Game Pass, if you can go back and buy the other 2, I don't know what that process is going to be like. But yeah, this comes out
I think
middle of
now
the month.
it's like Warhammer 1 and 2, like especially if it's like people are curious about this, like now is a good time because they discounted all of the games now at this point in anticipation for Warhammer 3, but it's going to be a wild ride. I cannot wait to see what how how this is going to end. Like this is the final chapter of the Warhammer trilogy. So
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to go with it.
We'll see.
Maybe Warhammer 40K next.
Man, nerds just like there was a tinge for a portion of the audience where it's like, what 40K? What do you mean? What? Do you know something,
Or they
Burke?
treat it like they did the other Warhammers and do 3 and then never do another one again.
There you go. That would be, if they're following history, that's how that would go for sure. Yeah.
So someone in my chat had a good just a good aside, since I'm the color guy, I'm the humor guy. Like, who's worse, Warhammer nerds or D&D nerds?
I don't know. I feel like they both kind of stay in their lane, right? Like you don't.
Who would you rather talk to? Like, or who would you rather not talk to about? Like, if they're uber nerd about one of them, who would you stay away from?
Oh, D&D nerds, 100%.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's how it's me too. Me too.
Yeah. I'd rather learn.
I don't want to hear
Nurgle
about your
and-
half gnome, half dwarf bard, fucking barbarian dude. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, Bo? I'm good.
Yeah.
I wasn't
learning
there.
about Nurgle, he said.
I don't need no Nurgle. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. Yeah. All right. Well, let's jump back into news. There's not much, so it'll be quick. And then I want to talk to Burke about the Eco server because you guys just wrapped up with that. So we'll jump into that and then talk some games. But first, not even the biggest news, but I think it's just the stupidest news. Only because Devolver in like 2018 predicted this in one of their E3 things that they put out there. So Atari, famed console, one of the original consoles out there, wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. They're celebrating their 50th anniversary, okay? And they're doing so by combining NFTs with loot boxes, okay? Stay with me here. It gets worse somehow. They're teaming up. This is VideoGamesChronicle.com has a story. They're teaming up with a group called Republic Realm, who are, quote, one of the most active developers of the metaverse and the NFT ecosystem, to sell off a collection that is being dubbed GFTs. The collection is described as containing giftable NFTs, which initially appear as gift-wrapped boxes with no indication of what's inside, which Atari says makes them ideal for gifting to others. On a specific date, the NFT will then unwrap to show various different NFTs based on titles from Atari's 50-year history. It gets worse. Buyers will then find out on that date if their GFTs are, quote, common, rare, or epic. According to the collection's website, there's less than a 5% chance a purchaser's NFT will be rare and less than a 1% chance it'll be epic. The scheme is encouraging people to buy multiple GFTs, promising that anyone who buys 4 or more will unlock the ability to buy a, quote, 5th surprise GFT.
What have you heard about loot box coin?
I'm not done yet. I'm not done. It gets worse. GFT holders will then be eligible to compete in game competitions, with top scorers offering access to special rewards. They'll also have access to a Discord server where they can trade with others. It's also claimed that GFT owners will have access to, quote, more to come in the metaverse, though there's no explanation as to what exactly this means or Atari's specific definition of the metaverse. Atari CEO Wade Rosen said in a statement, quote, the Atari brand is synonymous with video games, and video gaming is the backbone of the metaverse. What better way to commemorate Atari's 50th anniversary than by ushering in a new era of technological innovation while also honoring the brand that you're not doing that launched the modern video game industry. I'm done.
I need some help. I need something explained to me.
Okay.
And here's the thing. This is not a smart ass commentary on this.
All right.
But this is an actual, honest, real question here, and I need to understand this. I've seen this term thrown around before,
Okay.
and this example here pretty much emphasizes this.
Uh-oh. I think I know the question.
As far as I understand it, the point of an NFT is to basically be the receipt showing the appropriation of a particular thing. It doesn't need to be art, but that's the most common example. But it is saying that this thing, this collection of data
Mhm.
was okay. Here's where I'm getting so confused. As far as I understand, the entire point of NFTs is that it is this one thing is this NFT. Now, granted, you can do multiple mints of the same thing, but the thing that I'm really having a hard time grasping here is if every NFT is its own thing, how do you assign rarity value?
I don't know. I don't know
How
that
does-
at all.
Because every NFT, they're not going to sell multiple NFTs for the same thing, because that would be ridiculous. So if they're only doing one NFT per one thing, why are some of them more rare?
I guess it would be like rare traits or lower printing numbers of that specific NFT. So if like one NFT gets minted 10,000 times, then another one gets minted 2,000 times. And so there's less of a chance to get that NFT, I guess.
Oh, you're saying so like one IP has a various collection of like 50 things minted from it.
Yeah.
And then another IP would have like 5 things minted from it. So that IP would be rarer than the other IP.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, I would assume that's what they mean by that. It's all stupid. Ultimately. I mean, like
So it's 100% just artificial. Like okay.
yes,
Which I guess a lot of things are.
it all is. I mean,
Yeah,
we were talking
okay.
about collectibles earlier, like a lot of those, same kind of deal in terms of the rarity and price and all that stuff. But yeah,
Like Beanie Babies. They only make like 5 Beanie Babies of one kind, and that way it's the super rare one, and it's worth more to the Beanie Baby people. Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah,
Because like
Except it's
NFTs.
not multiple.
Yeah.
I feel like I need a financial advisor to explain all this stuff to me with everything you just said. So I reached out to Twitter because like I honestly like it seems like it's trying to become a thing. So I'm just like, okay, I feel like I'm that Principal Skinner from Simpsons,
am I out of touch? Yeah.
Am I out of touch? Or no, it's the children that were wrong. Like I see it everywhere. So I did like a thing on Twitter, and like some people, like they know that there's problems with it, but like some people are really adamant about it. And the way they described it to me, it's like this is going to help, artists. It helps, small developers and stuff like that. But it's being abused right now by unscrupulous people. And then other people are like, it's going to be dead in a couple of years. Like it's a thing right now. It's a hype thing. It's just a thing that's being a thing, and then it's going to go away. I'm like, well, okay, unless they keep dropping things like the metaverse all the time, but we don't even have anything to base that on right now. It's just like, we got the metaverse coming. Well, what is it? What are you going to? What's it going to become?
Web3 terminology at the moment. Like there's not.
Unless you got a Meta Quest 2.
Oh, that's right. That's another bit of news that I skipped over on purpose. But yeah, they're renaming the Quest to the Meta Quest. So
goofy.
Yeah.
The what? I don't know anything about
It's
this.
no longer the Oculus Quest.
Yeah.
Meta has essentially after saying that they were going to let Oculus be their own company and we're just acquiring them. Nope, you are now the Meta Quest. We're literally dissolving the name of your company and just absorbing you into our mass.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh man. Wow.
Yep. The Meta Quest. Anyways, yeah. So that's that. There was also some Ubisoft executive that is one of those things where you don't expect them to ever say this as a company, any company to ever say this, but they just came out and said it. So the Ubisoft executive is the Strategic Innovations Lab VP, Nicholas Pouard, I guess. And he was defending the publisher's plans to add NFTs to the games despite huge player backlash. And he straight up said, it was a reaction we were expecting. We know it's not an easy concept to grasp, but Quartz really is just the first step to lead to something bigger, something that will be more easily understood by our players. I think gamers don't get what a digital secondary market can bring to them. For now, because of the current situation and context of NFTs, gamers really believe it's first destroying the planet and second, just a tool for speculation. But we at Ubisoft are seeing first is the end game. The end game is about giving players the opportunity to resell their items once they're finished with them or they're finished playing the game itself. So it's really for them. It's really beneficial, but they don't get it for now.
Basically, it's so they can spend money on each other and we can take a sizable portion of it and make even more money for doing absolutely nothing. Because it's just them changing money between themselves for cosmetics and things in their games.
Yeah.
I tell you, there's lots of ways he could have said that.
At all. That last sentence was just a fuck you, dude. That was...
there's lots of ways that guy could have said what he was trying to say.
Yeah.
And I swear he picked the one that's like he picked possibly the worst way that he could have said it.
Yeah. He said
he like completely really invalidated everyone's concerns. It's basically like, hey, you don't know what we're doing. We know what we're doing and we're right because we're right. And if you don't, then you just don't get it. If you don't agree, you just don't get it.
Why not just say like we're gonna try this, and if it doesn't work out, we'll get rid of it. Just something simple as that. We're just gonna try something because we think it might work, but if it doesn't work out, then we'll listen to our fan base.
Right. Yes. That sounds like a much more agreeable sentence, even if what he's trying to pitch sounds crazy. But yeah, like straight up saying they don't get it for now is such a like condescending, like fucking fuck you type.
Yeah. Honestly, I hate to say it, but it was like a corporate version of what Troy Baker said on his tweet.
Yeah,
like it's kind of like you either create or you hate.
I want to get that on a shirt so
that
bad.
Easy. That easy.
I think I hurt my eyes from rolling them so hard with that. Holy shit! Ow!
Yeah.
Owie!
I like how he said that, and then everyone was like, "I choose hate."
Everyone responded just said, "I choose hate." Yeah, it's really good.
I can just imagine Troy waking up the next day and be like, "Oh shit!" A lot of people chose hate.
Well, see, I like the sentiment of it, but like coming from a guy like Troy, and also the fact that it's kind of right, it rhymes and all that kind of stuff. It's
very theater kid.
Very much like South Park smug, like, well, I guess you either create or you hate.
Yeah. It's Troy's a theater kid. That's all. That's all. We've had him on the show. He wouldn't say he wasn't. So he's a theater kid.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's the two NFTs. Fun bits of news for the week. It's getting to a point now where it's like, what else can they say that's just like laughable and mockable? But that's, to me, straight up saying like, yeah, they just don't get it. Like that's the cream. That's the king.
Honestly,
that's crazy.
It's a glimpse behind the curtain. Because here's the thing.
How frustrated they are.
That's how he fundamentally feels.
True.
He fundamentally feels. And that's how probably the entire executive team feels. They don't like it because they don't get it. So we're just going to keep doing this until they get it.
Yeah.
Like if the fact that they aren't even really, they're like, we're not going to acknowledge your concerns. We're going to assume that they just don't understand. And it's like, it's this kind of disturbing little look at why this is going to get shoved down our throats if we like it or not. Like this, you're wondering what the direction is. It's not, oh, sorry, we're going to listen to you and we're going to table this and we're going to take feedback. It's none of that. It's, you don't get it. And we're going to keep going until you do.
Yeah.
So it's, it's an inadvertent look at what we probably have a lot coming. And here's the thing. Ubisoft is one of the biggest companies doing this. They're not going to stop. If anything, that last thing shows us that. And there's absolutely no question that we're going to see other companies start doing it too. We've already seen it from Konami. Now we have Atari that are doing their stuff. Like this is coming. I mean, hell, Wiz left for a crypto thing. It's not NFTs, but they're related.
Yeah.
And this is going to happen. This is happening. And here's the thing. It's still getting bigger. It's like what Burke was saying, where it's like, these are going to be gone in a little bit. We have no way of knowing that yet because it's still on the way up. It's not like floundering at all. It's becoming more popular. We have people going on freaking major talk shows.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
They did the whole thing on theirs. I mean, now you're introducing
Did you watch
this
that,
concept.
by the way?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
They're
that was-
introducing this concept in layman terms, using all of the buzzwords that they're expecting to audiences that are not going to look into it. They're just going to look at the surface level stuff and go, "Oh, they own those monkeys now. They own those pictures. I want to own monkeys too. How do I do that?" OpenSea.com. You know, like this is what's going to happen with this stuff.
Yeah.
And they're going to have no concept of what they actually are, what they're doing. And the more mainstream it goes, like the more money that's going to get involved, and the more money that gets involved, the more it's not going anywhere. So yeah.
But you don't actually own it, right? Like, I mean, I had somebody describe NFTs to me as like, here's Mona Lisa. You have the NFT for a Mona Lisa. And basically what you did, you bought the NFT, which is like a Post-it note posted somewhere in a hall that says maybe you have a slight pixel ownership of the Mona Lisa or something ridiculous like that. Like there's a post, like just a small nothing that doesn't really matter.
The best thing we can say about this
Got it,
is
good.
watch our show a couple days ago when Rami
Yeah.
Ismail breaks this down better than any of us possibly could. But the layman's baseline thing is an NFT represents, it's a receipt of kind of like of an appropriated item, be it like it could be art, it could be music, it could be all sorts of things. Like it doesn't really matter what it is. The NFT itself is just basically like a receipt. It is I own the receipt showing that it happened based on this collection of things. Like it gets super complicated because, you know, like how that industry is moderated. You can make multiple NFTs of the same thing, and what realm it takes to, or what realm it falls on to delineate like which NFTs are like actually dictate any type of ownership in those spaces. So a good example, like we were talking about with Rami, for instance, is like there's no real great iterations right now because there's no controlled environments, which kind of goes against the whole decentralization thing anyway. But like right now, if you own an NFT of something, there's not like a governing body that can prove that ownership. You have to actually go to something like OpenSea or a place like that. And even then, like let's say OpenSea took a picture of Burke Black, right? And that picture got put on OpenSea by somebody that you didn't give license to as an NFT. And then somebody bought that picture of Burke Black without you knowing, and that money changed hands, and they now own an NFT of that picture. Well, you could go to OpenSea and say, "That's a picture of me, take that down." And OpenSea would be like, "Oh, okay, you're going to like basically DMCA me to take down that picture? Okay, we'll take your picture that you told us to view off our site." But that doesn't do anything to the NFT that was sold. That money still changed hands. You're not getting that money back, and that NFT is still out there. So it's that kind of thing. Like it's wild how like it's such an open technology that people make so many assumptions about, and that it's creating all sorts of like misconceptions over what they actually are and what they can do.
You guys get. Go ahead, Zeke.
Real quick, you know what's funny about this? Like during this, you guys talking about this, someone in JP's chat redeemed ban yourself for 24 hours.
Yeah.
And I think that's just the perfect like comment. Like, fuck this, I'm out. Fucked off for a day.
Yeah.
It was like, nope.
Huh.
The big thing with NFTs is that they are a hugely open platform that can be used for so many different things. And this is what I've been saying a lot, especially recently. Like there could be an implementation in a controlled environment of this technology doing something cool. But here's the problem. Not only is it not here, but there's so many misconceptions that it is rife with scamming and skullduggery. That's the biggest issue.
Yeah.
Like you can do so many different things with these, and there's so many misconceptions that 90% of what you see is just scamming and bullshit or vacuous stuff that doesn't make any sense. It could be cool one day, and there are companies trying to do that, but like right now, it's the Wild West, and it is messy.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have been getting similar. I'm assuming you probably have, but like I've been getting so many sponsorship offer
Oh,
emails
yeah.
of NFTs.
That's how
Every
you-
few days.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like I don't know what this is. I don't understand this. Please, no, I'm not interested. But it's
Well, that's
like a hailstorm right now.
for me. That's one of those things that's like that's when I know something is maybe nefarious when I get like 40 emails within a month's time, all about like, hey, we'd love to,
Yeah.
have you sponsor this this NFT page. Your NFT already exists. It's linked here. Oh, that's cool. I'm glad someone made that without any knowledge of me knowing.
You know, I haven't got any NFT like sponsorship opportunities, and I'm betting I know why.
Why's that?
is because they want like people who look reputable to sell this thing, and I look like
To
a
be
fucking
honest,
snake. I look like I'd sell you like dirt weed in the park.
Have you not seen the Bored Ape Yacht Club? They're literally
Yeah.
like, they have like needles sticking out of their arms with like green like goggles on. Like, trust me, it's not. It's
I think just check your spam
Yeah.
folder and you'll probably see them. I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
that's
you probably
ultimately what
will.
happens. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just go
Like,
straight to
kinda,
spam.
Mark, we want to NFT all your Twitch clips, and you will get a cut of this, and you will just promote that to your audience. I'm like, no.
Yeah,
I'm
I
not
mean
gonna do
that happened back during when like crypto was surging, was first starting out. Like you got a ton of emails about, minting a creator coin and all this.
Creator
Jake Paul's
coin.
doing it. Please jump in. You're gonna make millions. Blah, blah. It's like, okay, dude, let's just.
I just
move on.
searched Burke Black on OpenSea, and you have your logo
Yeah.
actually being sold as an NFT on OpenSea right now.
I think.
what?
Yeah.
That's copyright. I copyrighted that.
They
Now
don't
here's
really
what's funny.
care.
Like you could that NFT is done. It was done by a guy named Isaac Fufu, and you could
He's a
theoretically
30-month sub.
contact OpenSea and be like, "That's my logo. Take that down," and they would take that down. But the NFT of it's still out there.
Yeah.
He could theoretically go to another site that's selling them, and he could just sell it there. So it's like that's where the stuff comes into play. That's where it gets a little.
Yeah.
That's where it gets. So I mean, the only option here obviously is you need to go buy it so you own it.
That's.
I mean, that's so you got to find this Isaac
that's
guy.
that scheme essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's absolutely.
So, well, that's our weekly bit on NFTs. We'll see you next week for more.
Well, it seems like this is one of those things where it seems like everybody, like on one side or the other side, pro or con, just thinks the other side is fucking out of their mind. Like, do you not see this? Because this is the future, man. And the other side's like, it's a fucking scam. How can you not see this?
correct.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
when I saw that Twitter. When I saw that Twitter, and I literally asked the question, I saw that fighting back and forth between
yeah.
like the pro and the con crowd, and like I'm sure that there's some value. Like Co said, there's got to be some value to it, right? That some people are enjoying it, but like,
Well,
it's just so outside the realm right now of this so much chaos and weirdness that
yeah.
you're clear.
I've got my
Oh,
own.
And to be clear, there are people making obscene amounts of money off NFTs right now.
Oh yeah.
Like absolutely. They're like the communities that are fully invested in this, they're basically just giving each other money for this stuff. And because it's all in their interest to do so. They're inflating the value of their different things. They're coming together and agreeing like on those structured environments we were talking about. So then they all operate in their own little structured environments. So I mean, there's a lot of people making a lot of money off these, which is again why it's not going anywhere.
It's like with coins,
you
right?
can-
Like
again,
coins,
they're not the same technology in any way, and there's very few tangents. But there was a time when a whole bunch of Beanie Baby owners they make entire books saying the value of the different Beanie Babies and stuff like that. It's the same kind of premise, not the same thing,
Yeah.
physical and electronic, obviously. And the technology is different, but it's a similar premise where if you get enough people together and they all think something's valuable, then they'll start just giving each other money to then start like upping the cost of things and everything. So yeah.
I'm waiting for baseball cards to become valuable again. A big collection of that.
You and I both. Yeah. Magic the Gathering cards got a lot.
Pokemon cards, great example right now.
That's true.
Back
Like
to Pokemon,
absolutely,
guys, come
like,
on.
the value of those, the unboxing streams and everything, and all that kind of stuff. Like,
And
Yeah.
the thing is,
Yeah, dude.
people who are into this in NFTs are motivated. Like someone in my chat said, they're motivated to get other people in because it's like
Right.
it's like a pyramid. You know, you get
Absolutely.
more people in, then jacks up the
Yeah.
value of your shit, and blah blah blah.
Yep.
So
Yeah. Here, my personal litmus test, at least on Twitter, is if I thought the person was a piece of shit and now they have a hexagonal Twitter profile, I know they're a piece of shit. So it just, right? Like I just confirm my own suspicion. I just move on about my day. That's how it goes. That's how it goes.
I'd like to see like somebody do something with NFTs that helps a charity. How about that? Instead of just
No,
individual
no. What are you talking about?
Let's-
I need that money in my pocket. Jesus.
What do we make like Doctors Without Borders a valuable NFT, or St. Jude a valuable NFT that people would want to invest their money into? It'd be interesting.
listen, I would imagine that those charities would be like, we don't want your fucking blood money, all right?
Maybe. Yeah.
We don't want your filthy, dirty money. Okay, we'll find another way.
Yeah. Oh, apparently someone in chat says tell Burke about the Save the Kids coin. Apparently that was a thing, I guess. I don't know what that is.
Oh,
Did someone mint like a charity coin or something?
This was before the NFT craze, but I think I know what he's talking about. This was back when they tried to do some crypto stuff with a charity thing, and it became, from what I remember, super messy. If that's what I'm remembering. Yeah, I think it was a scam actually.
Oh, that was the phase stuff. Oh, okay. Yeah, that was a pump and dump then. So there you go. Yeah,
I can't believe that. Like all just got swept under the rug at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
In terms of other news outside the world of NFTs, there was some gaming news this past week. Electronic Arts and Lucas Games announced 3 new Star Wars titles coming from Respawn. One of them is an FPS. One of them is obviously a new Star Wars.
Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah, Jedi Fallen Order. And then what was the third title? Let me pull up.
It is a tactics game, we think.
That's right. I forgot because I didn't believe it the first time I heard it. They're making a tactics Star Wars. It ended from like previous XCOM devs or some shit too. Wasn't that also a part of it?
I don't know, but it's awesome.
Yeah. A lot of great.
I'm totally behind that, dude. That sounds so cool.
Absolutely.
I just want like Empire at War 2. I want that game.
Yeah. I'll take really anything Respawn makes at this point. Like they're kind of like, one of those devs.
I'm fine with this. Like I want more. Just throw Star Wars games at me. Just tons and tons of Star Wars games at this point. Like the law is. I'm tired of the law. I'm tired of the time where we just got like maybe one Star Wars game, every 10 years or so. Like just flood me. Okay, just give me like 50 games in a year, and I know some of those are going to be great.
Yeah,
as long as it's not Battlefront 3. That's my only concern. We don't need another Battlefront. Like, sure, make a Battlefront 3. That's great, but we need like another Dark Forces. We need like more story Star Wars games. Like that's the kind of stuff that I think like we haven't seen those for so long. And Jedi Fallen Order, which was one of the first like Star Wars story-based adventure, it did great and people loved it. You know, so I would love to see that stuff. Wait, Battlefront 3 is dead again.
Is it? Oh yeah, I think they said they're not going to make one.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, they're not making another one. I know that. Yeah, they announced that. But like we haven't got the proper Battlefront 3 though, either. Battlefront, the original Battlefronts 1 and 2, the third one that they were going to show, which was like a culmination of like all the work that they did in 1 and 2, not the new 1 and 2, the original 1 and 2 for like original Xbox and PlayStation and stuff like that.
I'm only talking about the recent ones.
Yeah, the recent ones. They're not. I don't like where they went with those, but the progression of that was that they were going to be like, okay, you have one map. This one map is going to have a ground battle. You'll be able to hop on a ship, fly up into space, and fight a Star Destroyer on one 64 versus 64 player map.
Yeah.
To me, that was been insanely cool. And I don't know why they abandoned that and just said, nah, we're just going to go back to just being a ground game. And then this side, space thing. I don't know why they never thought to combine the two like the original Battlefront 3 was going to do. And you can still find videos online about this. Like they released the tech footage and everything. I'm like, why didn't we get that?
It's pretty complex. If you think about like the people that buy that compared to like you as a hardcore player, that's a pretty complex thing to get, Bob off the side of the street involved in. Because like, oh, okay, I'm playing a storm. Oh, now I'm flying? Like, well, I want to go back to the ground. Like, why the fuck? I want to shoot a gun, not a starship. Like, what the fuck? Right? Like, your dream is not necessarily the average consumer's dream. It's probably what happened when they went to, like, test all that.
You're probably right for the grand scheme, but I would definitely say there's still a market there.
Like, without question, there's a market.
Yeah. I agree that it would definitely be, for some reason that just made me like think of, all gamers, right? Where my gun? I know shoot. Starts hitting controller. Like, what's going on here? I think a lot of people would be able to do it. I mean, there'd have to be like tutorials.
Yeah, you have to tutorialize everything, and then that's like a major factor in a lot of those decisions, I would assume.
It would be cool, right?
Like talk about it sounds like it is the case.
You just have one player is like, if you want to be a ground player, be a ground player, But you could like look up and you could be seeing X-Wings and TIE fighters blasting each other and the Star Destroyer hovering up there.
That's true. Stormtroopers can't look up.
Gamers don't look.
Oh, gamers also don't look up. Yes, that is true. True statement. Yeah. But hey, I will take an RTS. I will take whatever their first person shooter is, because that sounds fantastic. And I'll take really anything Respawn. Once again, I trust in Respawn after even though I don't play Apex at all, I still understand that Apex is a very good game. And they do very good things with that, and the community loves that game. Yeah, and it's doing fantastic. So keep on.
I gotta say though,
making stuff.
I just recently did a sponsored thing for Prime because Fallen Order is free on Prime right now.
Yeah.
And actually, the day after they announced the new Star Wars games, I went and played a couple hours of Jedi Fallen Order. That game is awesome. Like, holy shit. Like, especially from the cinematics and everything, and the animations of the people. Like, it's I've gone to a few games and now come back to it, and it's made me really appreciate like how much they put into that game, especially the levels and the scenes and everything. It really is like playing a movie in a lot.
Yeah.
Did you not play it when it was out?
Yeah.
No, I think you did. You played that when it came out, right, Co?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I did a full playthrough and loved it. My biggest complaints were that I wanted it to be the type of game that it wasn't. I want it, even though like it's a great action game, but I wanted an action RPG. Damn it!
Yeah.
I wanted lightsabers that I could customize and that it would make sense. I wanted gear that added stats and I know it's not really fair of me to be like, that's a down part of the game because it's not designed to be that kind of game. But I gotta say, in Fallen Order 2, like it would make me so happy if they just added like even light RPG elements.
Yeah, give me some armor.
It's so cool to get a piece of a lightsaber and have it be like, oh shit, I can use this, and it might make me more, strong and less defensive or something like that. I don't know.
I agree.
I feel like
instead of like, what poncho color is that? Cool, it's blue now.
I feel saying like KOTOR 3 is kind of like in Gladiator, like you could only say KOTOR, whisper it, it would be gone. Like, don't say it.
It's true.
Don't talk about it.
It's accurate.
I guess a game is pretty good when they have like a streamer complication videos online of streamer reactions to the to the reveal of who.
Yeah.
It's like so many YouTube videos of this. Just watch this streamer's reaction to that. Watch this streamer's reaction. Like, well, they did something right then.
They definitely did. Yeah, they very incredible that they held that off till the very end and did the reveal the way they did, because everyone freaks out when you get to that point, for sure. It's good stuff. What else do we have? Just some small like game announcements or continuation of announcements. Warner Media CEO came out and said that Hogwarts Legacy and Gotham Knights are still on track for this year, so those will be coming out. Crytek announced that they're working on a new Crysis game after 10 or so years since Crysis 3. Horizon Forbidden West, we mentioned earlier, that's gone gold. The marketing for that is in full swing. Put out like a trailer talking about Carrie-Anne Moss and her role in that game, and that seems absolutely wild. We've got some stuff out of From Software. They did an interview with Miyazaki on PlayStation.com. They also did a like 42-minute or 24-minute, something like that, out of the Taipei Game Show. Showed and talked about a lot of that game. They said about a 30-hour playthrough if you mainline the story for Elden Ring. Obviously, that gets expanded upon if you try to do everything in the game. And they also said that New Game Plus and all that stuff.
Know where you're going.
Yes, also that as well. Yeah, they showed a little bit more of the map in game, while not the full map. There's a lot of stuff in that game, so the fact that only 30 hours for main story, that'll probably be like 40 or 50 if you just get sidetracked and go down a random path every once in a while. It seems like it's going to be pretty lengthy, which is good news for me, and I think any Dark Souls fan that is excited for that. And then Blizzard, which was essentially a recruiting post, went out there and announced that they're making a survival game. And it's literally called Unannounced Survival Game at this point. But they are looking for people to come and work on the title, careers.blizzard.com, for that. But yeah, just straight out there announcing it. With kind of a smaller little blog post. They didn't really give any indication of what it is, apart from it being a survival game and like 2 screenshots.
You're gonna call it. I heard the working title is Valheim.
Yeah, yeah. Probably will do well. Probably do well. You never know.
Blizzard usually does a pretty good job of like combining elements from multiple genres or like survival games, and like they make a pretty good game from that. But I don't know if that's the same Blizzard anymore.
Right. I had a friend that worked at Blizzard a long time ago, and he described to me how Blizzard's creation of games goes, and it's essentially they look at whatever the best game in the market is for that specific genre. They copy everything out of that, and then also put in Blizzard-like elements to make it their own game, and that's essentially what like Blizzard's always done. And if you kind of look at their games, it makes a lot of sense, right?
Oh
Yeah.
Look at the expansions for Warcraft.
Yeah.
When they introduce, like, over the years, they introduce mechanical enhancements. It's crazy how often you can draw direct parallels to, like, oh, this MMO came out and was successful. Next Blizzard expansion has like major elements from that.
Yep.
Year goes by, another MMO comes out, boom, same thing, and it's just like boom, on and on and on and on and on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then last thing here,
I like it. Call it Valcraft.
Valcraft. I think that's got a good name to it. I think it's got some legs. Yeah. I only bring this up because I know, Burke, you do a lot more VR than at least the three of us. And I don't know if that's even considered a lot of VR. But there's a new MMO that launched, not announced, it launched this past week called Zenith or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't
have you
played
checked
it yet.
that out?
Not yet. I'm going to, though.
Okay. It's been sitting at Steam's top selling, on the top of the Steam's top selling game list, or at least in the top 5 or so. But it's like a full on MMO. And I was just curious.
How are its reviews? Like, are they
I don't
positive?
know. Let's pull it up. Steam. Let me see.
You said MMO and VR at the same time, like in the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
They,
Wow,
this is
very
not the first of
positive.
its kind.
Yep. Very
There
positive.
are more than one of these. There's a lot that's like, very MMO like. Like, you go to a town and you build a town, and then you go off and do adventures, and you're throwing magic or shooting bow and arrows. It's very much there's another, I can't remember the other one's name, but this is not the first one. This is not the first one, but this is definitely the one that has a lot of popularity behind it right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems to be selling well. I guess that's a little bit of the combat. Some of the reviews I read said the combat's like fine, but the best part about it is the crafting and the cooking apparently is a lot of fun.
It's like
That's
pod
because, like,
racing. I'm there.
How many people are like when MMO gets thrown around a lot?
Yeah.
So like when to me, classical MMO, thousands of people on one server, you could literally meet in a town with everybody on the server and then crash the server. But what is this when it says MMO? Is it saying like, well, we have a server and there's 10 people in it? Like,
That's a good point.
I'm not sure.
What is it?
Yeah, I don't know the player limit at all. I'm not really seeing any reviews or anything that say that, but
Somebody.
Well, I
check
gotta
that
tell
down.
you this, man. If it's like an MMO with like raid bosses or world boss or whatever, like you're gonna have tanks that are actually getting fucking exhausted, being like, I can't keep swinging my fucking arm anymore, dude.
yeah.
I can't do it. And the spellcasters are like, yeah, me neither, man. This is getting fucking.
If
Need a breather,
you guys
dude.
want that experience, there is a game called Blade and Sorcery, I think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Now they just released like this dungeon. It's brand new content. So like you spawn in and you have to go through a dungeon and fight all the NPCs throughout the whole thing. And talk about getting exhausted. Because
Oh,
this game
yeah.
has like it uses real physics. Like, so if you stab somebody with a sword, you gotta stab them to get that sword to go through them. And I'm like, just please add co-op for this, because I just want to do a co-op run of this and just see. We did a co-op thing with me, Gazzy, Cream, and Cletus of a dungeon game. Can't remember what it was, and it was like I was a tank and Cream was a tank. I'm like literally getting exactly what Zeke just said. I was like, hey, can you guys
I
just
remember
kill
that.
this thing?
Yeah, I watched you
kill
guys do
this.
that. What was the name of that game? I forgot what that was.
Dungeon something. I can't remember, but it was so
Dungeon?
cool.
What was that, Zeke?
Huh?
Ancient dungeon?
No,
No. Okay.
something
Someone in
with the
chat will
word
say it.
dungeon in it. Yeah, you look like knights.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Oh, they
remember
were
watching you
exhausted.
guys. It seemed all right.
They were so tired at the end of the night for that. They were like, okay, Burke, I don't think we can continue. Like,
Good workout though, huh?
it
Oh,
was.
yeah, I bet. Yeah.
Is it a dungeon night?
I think it is Dungeon Night.
Said it's like a
Hold
dungeon.
on.
It has knights in it. And everybody's like, dungeon night?
Yeah.
Like, it's not an actual name.
Yeah, hold on.
VR game's
Dungeon...
not the best at names just yet. Or VR game's not the best at names yet. Still getting there. Yeah, I'm pulling up some other. Oh, this is also on PSVR. I wonder if there's crossplay. It's also
Oh
on
yeah.
Steam.
Hold on. What is it called? No, it's not Dungeon Night. It's not that.
Oh,
Now I'm never gonna find it.
Is it on
Am I?
Steam?
Here's the Meta
It's on
Quest
Steam.
launch trailer.
Okay.
Great.
Can you search your games by title, like in the?
Yeah, I'm doing that right now. Let's see.
Okay.
I'll find it.
While you're looking for it, I was just browsing through the reviews of this game. So they say there's 2 main classes. It's got a decent storyline in it that's long. Combat's interactive and really keeps you keeps you having fun. There's cooking and gathering, which is really fun to do in the game. Questing is loads of fun. There's guild systems. You can create guilds in game and invite your friends. There's VR streamer settings for those on PC VR, which has smooth first person, which is the same wide FOV that Steam VR view captures, minus the blurry line. Armor, weapons, all you would expect from that type of stuff. The bad stuff, there's definitely some bugs here and there. A few of them from time to time make it so some chests taking longer to respawn, or some areas saying you're in a level 40 zone when you're in a level 12 zone. Sounds like just standard bug stuff. There's not really any concept day one launch issues, but that was due to a gigantic flow of people trying to join at the same time. I kind of think everyone that has a VR, I mean, I'm definitely the case. I don't know if Ko or Zeke and even Burke are. I kind of feel like we're always looking for the next VR game to jump into. I think that's what actually has happened here. Is this game did so well on Steam initially because everyone's like, wait, there's a new VR game and it's supposed to be good. Let me go ahead and go let me wipe the dust off this headset here and clean the. We'll try it out. We'll see how it goes.
I am wrong. It is VR Dungeon Night. They have changed that game since the last time we played it. Now your characters have full avatars. They didn't used to have that. That's what I was looking for. Like the little knight silhouette is what we had. Yeah. Now it's like full avatar, and they have just released like the gunslinger update. So I guess you have guns now.
Sweet.
It looks even better than the last time we played it.
You gotta
Maybe
go back
it might be
to
time to revisit it.
Might be
Yeah,
time.
I think we might have to check it out again.
Yeah. Let me know if you guys try out this Zenith thing. It looks kind of interesting.
Same.
Well, and I didn't think that was it either.
I'm looking for and I actually got to talk to Burke about this. We've chatted a little bit, but I need to get a list of VR stuff together. That there's been some cool VR stuff or games that have gone into VR.
Yeah.
Over the last few months, especially. So yeah,
I didn't think that was the one you were talking about, Burke, because it came out in 2017. So this game is like, the VR Dungeon Night has had many updates, I guess.
Yeah, it's early access, so they've been working on it apparently. But it when we played it way back then, when it originally came out, it was fun, exhausting but fun.
All VR
and immersive is all heck. So I'm excited to see that they're still working on it. So I want to try it now, and then I want to try this Zenith. But like what Ko said, there's a lot of everyone knows the greatest hits, right? They're like got to play Half-Life Alyx, you got to play. All these major VR games, but there are
the Walking Dead one's awesome.
Resident Evil 7.
Yes, the Walking Dead one is amazing. I want more
they're
that.
They're making
Walking
a second
Dead
one, by the way. I don't know if you saw that announcement, Burke, but they're
Making
making
a
Yeah.
Oh, thank goodness.
It was announced. They didn't show anything. They just said they're working on it.
So we were talking about this real quick. Have they officially announced that they're working on a Half-Life Alyx 2, whatever that's called?
I don't think so. Valve usually Valve's general way of doing that is, hey, we were working on a game and it's out in like a month. Here's the entire game.
Probably smart after the whole 3 thing. Yeah, it's probably.
I mean, they have precedent as to why they do it that way for sure.
One thing we know is that Gaben is like really focused on VR. He really wants that to take off. So they're still doing stuff with VR. I don't know. We're apparently the rumor is that the Index are working on to turn it into keep the quality but be wireless.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't like the wire. I don't like I can't go back to wire. I still have the Vive 2.
Got the Vive wireless thing? Yeah.
Yeah, I got the wireless attachment. It works fine for me.
Is that the one with the bullhorns?
The wire. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've got that.
I can't go back to wired, man. I just can't do it. It's just once you get that wire free from you, it's so much better experience.
Here's a little bit.
The game does look cool though. I think it just depends how many players there are. Like what does it mean by MMO?
There was a in one of the earlier videos when you were talking, there was like 20 or 30 people sitting around like a town center. So it seems like it's pretty MMO-y in that regard.
Dang. Yeah, that might be pretty fun.
Yeah, this area obviously does not look very filled or stacked with people, but I think he's just showing off the different cooking or something like that. I'll throw this in here now since it's VR conversation. I got to the part with all the bugs in Resident Evil 7. I almost quit the playthrough.
Yeah.
Not
Now
I
that
would
I
say-
can agree with you. I'm the same way. Big like swarms of things or giant like flying insect things.
Yeah, I didn't mind the like the spiders sucked, right? Like that was fine. But as someone who has an actual fear of wasps, seeing a wasp fly at me in VR, I was like, no, fuck that. I just took it off. I was like, guys, the playthrough's over. I'm not going to finish this.
Good question. Someone in my chat is rather adamant that the game you played was actually called Carnage Chronicles.
No, we played that too.
Okay.
They play a lot of stuff
Let me
over
double
there.
check. Hold on. I'll double check
That one, the people are like just armor. They just look like armor. They don't.
JP, I'm telling you though, like getting back to what you're saying, like it's worth it to keep going. Just
Oh,
put your head
I
down.
kept going. No,
Look at the
here's what
floor.
I did. I
Okay.
because I actually have like a legitimate fear of wasp. Like I had my reaction. If you go back and watch the clip, it's not like it scared me. It's like, oh, I'm taking this headset off immediately and throwing it across the room type deal.
Yeah.
And so that happened. So then I just put the headset on top of my head, but I didn't put over my eyes, and I watched in the OBS output and got through that portion because it was fine. I had no issues doing that. Then the second I put that back on and I walk into a room and there's like one of those giant wasps on the wall, I take off the headset again. I'm okay. Let me go ahead and shoot that.
Okay.
Put it back on.
Yes.
And got through it.
That's correct. Yeah, thanks, Co. Yeah, if they're right, Carnage Chronicles, that's the game. Yeah, that's the one
There
we
we go.
played.
Nice.
Yeah, that's the one that Late Shift played together. That was 4-player co-op. That's it.
Yeah.
I was confused there for a second because I couldn't find Carnage Chronicles on my Steam here. I guess because I wasn't using the K. That's why.
There you go. You always got to use
That's
the K.
it.
But
Also, somebody said to ask you, did you play a game called Lone Echo?
I've heard of that. I don't know why I've heard of that, but I
Ooh.
remember that.
Lone
You'll be
Echo.
transported to an advanced mining facility within the rings of Saturn, complete with a detailed space station, expansive outer space environments, interactive space equipment.
That's an Oculus game,
Yeah.
I think.
Sounds kind of awesome.
Yeah, I think there's also a Lone Echo 2 that came out last year. It looks like it's only that's from the Ready at Dawn people. And it's only on Oculus VR, so you'll probably have to get that like third
It's
party
so
thing.
unfortunate.
Yeah, there's
Ugh.
ways around it. It's not the worst thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking about
We do
that,
VR
like,
games now.
Resident Evil 4 VR, the Room VR, I think, is all Oculus
Room
only
VR
or
is supposed
whatever.
to be good.
Did you guys
So
ever
this
do
dude-
the Star Trek stuff?
We did Bridge Crew.
Yeah,
You
me
did
and
Bridge
Zeke
Crew?
did Bridge Crew. Yeah, I don't know
Okay,
if,
good.
if Co ever played it, but me, Zeke, Scoots, and Aaron, my wife, we played 2 or 3 sessions of that. It's fun. It's a lot
It was
of
a
fun.
lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you
Werewolf-
this: going from playing Klingon Academy and remembering, like, picture Star Trek Bridge Crew in VR, but you have to do every single
Everything.
thing.
Yeah.
Whereas in Bridge Crew, it was everybody had their own sections. Like that was so much better. Like I was like, I just want to play. It makes me just want to play Bridge Crew again.
Yeah.
Werewolves Within it's made by Ubisoft. It's an older game, but it still stands up today. It is one of the best like VR. You sit down in a table with like 8 other people, and 2 people are werewolves. It's like Mafia back in the day, Co. It's like
Yeah.
you're trying to uncover who the werewolf is, and you have to like interrogate people live, and you're pointing at them, and you're like, this when it's in a VR landscape, it just works so good.
What was the name of that game?
Werewolves Within.
Yeah, this is it.
I've been trying to get a streamer group to play this forever.
Is it only PSVR?
No, it's everything.
Oh, okay.
I even think like even Quest. I'm sorry, I'm Meta Quest too. My apologies.
You should apologize.
Yeah, I was gonna
Jeez.
say,
The Zuck is coming for
Zuck's
you.
in the
Burke.
background. You better say you're sorry.
Yeah, you're gonna do another stream tonight, and fucking Zuck's just gonna poke his head into that little window here, tap on the glass. Yeah,
You better get that right.
there is definitely something about VR games when you can see another person like moving their hands and whatnot. There's that's a unique thing to VR games that I think is probably one of the better parts of it. I started watching a lot of the VR chat stuff that like Rafflegator does.
Mhm.
That stuff is I don't know how you're able to stream any of that shit and
You
not
have to
get
be
banned.
careful.
And 2,
I
that shit's absolutely wild. Some of the avatars that exist in VR chat, it's just bananas. both
Well,
in terms of
VR
like how crazy they are animated and also just how absurd some of them are, which is hilarious to watch.
It's there's a migration from now a notorious game, but it's literally like a metaverse part 0.5 or whatever, Second Life, which is migrating to become VR chat.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, because people are enjoying this new reality that you get to live.
Oh,
and I think that's
yes,
Dude,
they
it's
are.
wild.
yes,
When
they
you're
are.
talking about like you don't know how he can broadcast, you're talking about like sexual stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
What was the
They're
name again?
doing a lot of that.
It's Rafflegator.
Just real quick.
He does a
Okay.
weekly dating show where you actually might I don't know how he acquires people, but they do a dating show once a week. And it's like he has like a bar that is branded as his bar, and there's a shit ton of people there, and they do like speed dating, and then they have like a talent show that's incorporated into it. Some of the talent shows are just insane. People that have VR rooms, but they're more like VR halls, and they're doing like full on dance performances because they've got like multiple trackers in the room and also on their body. So they can do like a cartwheel, and that does a cartwheel in game when also doing it in real life. That type of shit constantly happening. It's wild to watch if you've never seen it before.
Damn.
Yeah, it's really
Doing a
impressive
cartwheel
stuff.
in a VR headset.
Yeah, and it stays on. Like there's people doing flip. Like they do literal flips. They're like tumbling and shit in these rooms. It's wild.
They have
to
these little
see.
trackers that you put on your shoes, and they have you could just see them on Amazon. I'm gonna get some because it's like now full body tracking is becoming a bigger thing. There's some games that completely support that. So you on top of your shoes, you have the tracker. Your sensors pick that up. You put it on your waist as well, like your belt. They have them on there, so it can detect your hips movement and everything, and like you get all in.
Here, this is what I'm talking
I
about.
saw the smile.
This is what I'm talking about here. Look at this.
Not
This
what
is
I meant,
all.
but
To make sure the motion of the ocean is as accurate as
This
as
is a
need
real
be.
person
That's us.
dancing like this. Yeah, thank you. But like that's the type of tracking that they're doing, and like fucking full on flips and everything. Also, now you can see what I'm saying when it's like I don't know how this stuff is straight.
The squirrel's
So,
confused.
okay. I'm
This is what I think
gonna
here.
say something real here. I'm gonna say something real. How sure are we that this isn't just somebody running a script?
Oh, they
that makes
stream.
their-
This person streams. It's real.
Okay, fine.
Like it's 100% verified.
Person
I
dancing?
now I want to see that. My God, it's
Streams?
incredible.
Yes. Yeah. Her name is it Fillion?
Ms. Kiff?
No,
Oh, no.
Mizkif he was on the dating show. He was the speed dater.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I'm just reading names.
I want to get it's Filian is her name.
I see that they had the physics in this game now. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, the game's definitely gotten pretty crazy. It's
Well,
not
I grew
Mizkif.
up in the days of like AOL chat rooms and stuff. Like I was there for the
Yeah.
burgeoning, like the explosion of that kind of stuff. So I remember like always being online and being like, "That's a dude." Like when you do the ASL, like Liz is like, "Oh, I'm 18. I'm a female in Florida or whatever." It's like that's a fucking dude. You know, it's a dude.
Yeah.
And I just picture like a fucking biker dude like getting off the road, like saying, "All right, brothers, we'll see you later." And he puts on that VR shit and he's like, "Hawaii!"
There's a lot of that in VR chat. There's a lot of male players that have like crazy hot female avatars, and that's just a thing. It's fine. It just exists.
then
But
they're
you're
like-
right, 100%.
Like, hey, what's up, Steve? You know,
Yeah, 100%. That
you're like,
happens.
oh, hey.
Yeah, I think Rafflegator himself actually has like multiple lewd avatars like that. So, yeah, and they try to like do voices and stuff. If you've never seen any of those streams before, they're a wild late night stream that it's worth checking out. I'll post both the streams
like
in my chat.
GTA RP for people who like to be active, like when they do it. You know,
Yes.
like I'd rather be standing up and doing this. Not me. I'm definitely not one of those people. Like I'd much rather RP sitting down comfortably.
Yeah.
But more power to the people who like to do RP while exercising or whatever. Like fucking,
true.
I don't get it.
That's true.
Well, say like I think Second Life even came out with their Sansa, right? And that was trying to be
that
the
VR?
next VR chat. Yeah, it was
It
supposed
is.
to be like the next Second Life, but they tried to clean up their acts. You know, we're much more safe Second Life. And of course,
That's
it's
not
like
how you make money.
it's just like it's just like OnlyFans. You know, it's like, well, we're gonna be a much cleaner OnlyFans, and it's like, okay, well, the reason why people play with the
Yes.
entertain is no longer valid, so it's gonna close the door overnight, dude. So I think they abandoned Sansar actually.
It makes sense. I mean, that stuff exists in VR chat, so that's where most people are going to go.
Just how things are, man.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's how it is. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back. We'll talk Eco with Bert, talk about some other games that we've all been playing, and then wrap up the show. So I posted the links in my chat. I'll see if those get for the 2 VR people we were just mentioning about. If you guys want to go and check them out. But we're going to take a break. We'll come back and do all that and more. We'll see you guys in about 5 or 6 minutes. BRB.